Hello, good day traders. Welcome to the YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to look at today's forecast and the remaining days of the week. So let's start with the Forex Factory. Um, I have filtered out only the red folder news for the US dollar, and we clearly see that today we have red folder news at 5 p.m. Job opening. And tomorrow we have quite a good number of red folder news, and on Friday it's NFP day, so we expect the market to have the weekly expansion after the manipulation. So let's go to the charts and we see how the week will trade. So we were waiting on DXY, we were waiting for this point, this fair value gap on the weekly to be traded to. And we also looked at this fair value gap as well. I'm considering it as a fair value gap because all this candle has a large wick, and we know that wicks are gaps, so that's why I also consider it as a fair value gap. So this fair value gap was traded to the first fair value gap, and it is now holding. So we expect now price to start moving to the downside, uh, encroaching these areas of drawdown to liquidity. So the first target is the previous week's low. So these are the targets that we expect now. If price is going to the downside, we expect this to be our weekly drawdown to liquidity. So let us mark it weekly draw on liquidity. So if price is moving to the downside, we have to be conscious of this area as our first target, and consequently we shall have another area, which is this one. Because we have NFP, we could see some large expansion, so we shall also target this as our next draw on liquidity. So let's go to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we clearly see that we tapped in the weekly fair value gap and we are respecting it, although we had an up close candle. But today we expect an expansion to the downside. So if we are to expand to the downside, we should see this week we have this uh, daily wick acting as our resistance area. So price should uh, respect the consequent encroachment, which is the 50% of this week. So if this week is violated, so we expect price now to be targeting this order block on the weekly time frame, and that's where we shall have the rejection from. So today we are looking at when price is going up, not to exceed the previous day's week, and to target the 50% of this week and to go lower. We clearly see that now we are already expanding to the downside, so no worries for this. So if we are going low, we are targeting this fair value gap. This will be our first area of support. So we want to see if we are going low to see this fair value gap traded through, not holding, and consequently encroaching these areas as our draw on liquidity. So on the 4-hour time frame, we clearly see that within this area that I marked, let me first remove this large. So this area that we marked, this is the daily wick that we marked. So we clearly see that there is an order block. Let's extend it to the order block. So there is this order block. So we don't expect the 50% of this order block to be violated if we are trading lower. And we shall also see how price will interact with these equals. So we don't expect a massive rejection upon reaching these equal lows. So price should use these equal lows as the area of resistance. So we expect a break through the equals, close below the equals, and then we use these equals as resistance to trade lower. So that is briefly our expectation on DXY. So let's look at Euro USD. On Euro USD on the weekly time frame, we saw that price tapped in already in this fair value gap that we expected to be used as support for us to go to the upside, and we target this area of resistance as our draw on liquidity. So if price is heading higher, we expect this fair value gap to hold as support, even if we trade into it another time, but we expect it to be holding as our support to the upside. So on the daily time frame, we see that price came into this fair value gap and respected the 50%, the consequent encroachment. And what do we expect? We shall see how price will interact with these relative equal highs of the previous day's highs. So we expect price to come and break through with a full body close on these relative equal highs. Then when it does so, we expect this now to be used as our support to the upside. So on the 4 hour time frame, we clearly see that this is the only area of resistance that we have because it has even a swing high. So we want to see price coming, closing above this swing high, and upon closing above the swing high, we expect it to be used now as support to the upside. We shall be vigilant with how price will be interacting with these fair value gaps, but we don't expect them to hold if we are to trade higher. So that's it on Euro USD. So let's go to GBP USD. On the weekly time frame, we are also looking at the same. We expected price to come and tap in this fair value gap, and it is pretty well holding because we didn't even reach the 50% level. Price just tapped in and is now getting a massive rejection. So if we are to continue higher, we expect now this fair value gap to be used as our support, and our first target should be this resistance area. So let's go on the daily time frame. The daily time frame, we also clearly see that within this weekly fair value gap, we have this area used as an order block, the down close candle. So this order block should hold for us to trade higher and target this resistance area. So on the 4 hour time frame, we are still in a little bit of a range. So this range has to be broken first, like we did on Euro USD. We have to trade above this range, and we have a full body close candle on the 4 hour. Then we use this swing high as our support to go higher, targeting these areas. So we expect the news that is coming tomorrow, today, and even on Friday to push price to the upside. So if all this is violated and price tends to trade lower, that's when we shall go aside of the market and we look at what price action will be doing. Remember, it's NFP week, and price is clearly showing the characteristics of NFP, where we always have choppy days. Price tends to range around until it makes a setup for NFP to trade to the intended direction. So I stop here and I wish you the best of the trading week. May the markets move with you.